from his studios in New York, it's time for Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. Here's your host, Dan Tortora.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. It's always an honor and a privilege to feature people in our community of Central and Upstate New York, and it's just a beautiful thing to work with the companies I get to work with. They're not called sponsors, they're called partners because we work together, we help each other out, and we're constantly doing different things in the community, things that are not your everyday feel. And, I'm very excited with the Final Four coming up this weekend, that today you're going to see the Final Four at the Museum of Intrigue and how we did it our way. And I'm very, very honored and appreciative of this. The Central New York businesses that we have are tremendous. We just brought in 3 businesses together. This trio is unique, eclectic. They're all different from each other, but they're all a lot of fun, and they're all very special to our community. The Museum of Intrigue is on the 3rd floor of Destiny USA, and it is a place with over 25 different experiences that you're going to go in and do and be a part of and submerge yourself in. I've gotten to do it multiple times. I've now played 5 different experiences. They're ever changing, ever growing, ever expanding. You're never going to have the same experience twice. And then painting with a Twist DeWitt, I had the opportunity to go out there with Nicole Ginsburg, Jeremy's wife, and spend some time with her there and get a feel for that and kind of what's going on. And I know that the main artist out there is, him and I were talking about Darkwing Duck, and there's something that I really want to do coming up here in the future because painting with a twist is something very special. It's also therapeutic. It's nice. I got a lot of ideas for this. So Frightmare Farms, this is the thing that's going to terrify me. I've agreed to shoot videos, and I've agreed to put myself out there and be, kind of a guinea pig to show you what all these are about, whether you've been to them or not. And I can honestly tell you that it is April, and I am already horrified of Frightmare Farms and how I'm going to react to some of the stuff out there. But I'm sure it'll bring laughs, and it'll make it fun for everybody that watches and gets to see it. But for me, we'll see. My ticker's good, though. The doctor told me a few years back that I have the lowest chance of having a heart attack. So that's a good thing. That's definitely a good thing because I know Frightmare Farms does the right thing. They do it in an amazing way, and, I hear nothing but good stuff about it. So we're going to talk about all of that today and a little bit of wrestling because we got some wrestling coming up this weekend. So with Jeremy Ginsburg, I met him through trivia. He came out and had a team there, and we got to kind of meet each other and talk through that. Learned a lot of stuff about what we both like together, and then ultimately we had the opportunity to work together here years later, and I couldn't be happier to be working with Jeremy and Nicole and the whole team. So with that being said, we proudly bring him on. Jeremy, how are we doing today?
Not bad. How are you?
Doing well, man. So, first and foremost, the Museum of Intrigue. I know that this is something that's, a part of daily life for you. Just what you can say about it and just what makes it so special, what makes it so different. I'm ecstatic about having it as part of my squad for Wake Up Call, and I definitely have had experiences of it and have had a great time already, and there's so much more to kind of see out there. What do you like about it?
I like that it basically, there's nothing else like it in the world. It's immersive theater meets an escape room, meets 100 different kinds of puzzles. It's the most fun I've ever had doing.
And when you have this experience, when you get to do this and kind of set it up, bring me into that. How do you kind of get together? What's the team kind of around this when you're building a new immersive experience? What's kind of the road to get there?
So they have my wife and her team have a nice planning session together. They go over ideas. They throw ideas back and forth. What would work? What wouldn't work? What characters could be involved with our crew of actors that we have? It's a whole long process. We have a new game that should be getting released soon. It's been on the drawing table for about 6 to 8 months now. So it takes a good amount of time to perfect everything.
And when you're doing that, when you're kind of putting this all together and trying to find the right fit and whatnot. I mean, how many things end up on the cutting room floor? I mean, being around you and knowing Nicole and just knowing, how much effort and enthusiasm and everything that goes into it, I can imagine that you kind of have a ton of ideas on the table that you have to sift through.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have all these ideas that we'd love to implement. It's just, we have the imagination to do it. It's just finding the ways to do it and making it efficient and fun for everybody to actually implement these plans. There's games that we have on the cutting room floor that we thought would work. Then we play tested them, and they were fun, but it wasn't as fun as it didn't have the Intrigue style to it.
And when you do that, when you kind of, speaking here with Jeremy Ginsburg and his connection to the three companies that we brought on to Wake Up Call, we're in the segment Significant Soundbites, speaking on Museum of Intrigue, Painting with a Twist DeWitt, as well as Frightmare Farms. With the Museum of Intrigue, like you said, when you're play testing this stuff, how exciting is that, and how much fun is that? I mean, whether it ends up being or not, just to have your job be to essentially figure out this puzzle and be in an escape room and just kind of be in this immersive adventure, to be able to play test all this stuff, just what that does for you to kind of keep you a big kid, so to speak.
I've always been a big kid. I mean, it's seeing something that I've cultivated and something that my wife has cultivated and see it grow into something that we can have in Destiny is just a major milestone. To say that we're competing with other companies that are in Destiny it's just an honor with some of the businesses that are in there. I mean, frankly, from what it was when we prior started to what it is now, it's just a great feeling to watch something grow.
And when you have that, like you said, I mean, you're on the entertainment floor of Destiny USA in the new part on that third floor, and there's so many different things and different experiences. There's businesses coming in and out. There's the copycat or trying to kind of be like this or be like that. How have you navigated through the fact that some of these places may try to be similar, they may try to do it the same way? How do you navigate through that?
We just do the best we can. We put out a very good product. We have our reputation on the line. Every game that we put out is a little bit of our reputation. If it fails, it makes us look bad. Our repeat customer growth it's huge. I mean, once you play one game, you want to come back for more. I mean, you want to live out those stories.
And when you have this and you have these stories and these different things to do and connect with, what is your favorite? Of the ones that are out there now, yeah, I'm sure you circled a few of them. What are the ones that you like the most?
I personally like The Lost Exhibit. That's probably my favorite game. And then right after that one would be Sands of the Stars. It's very interactive. There's multiple endings that you can get. And it's just a lot of fun. They're about an hour a piece, and it's a good way just to break the monotony up of the day.
And you have, different timed ones. You have the ones that are supposed to maybe take you 20 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. How have you seen people kind of interact with that? Do they typically come in as beginners and try out maybe the 20-minute ones? Do they jump right into it? Or do they more so kind of pick a theme that they like? How have you seen people interact with, being a first-timer, so to speak?
Well, I always tell them that the easier puzzle games are on the left side of our library. The harder ones are to the right. But even though the games are 20, 40, and 60 minutes, you can take more or less time. I mean, that's the average times that we give people. I've seen people play an hour game that's taken over 2 hours. They just really want to immerse themselves in the game.
And seeing that and seeing that, like, all these different pieces, I mean, I'm sure that, there's kind of, comedy to it as well, because you got to kind of help some teams. I know in our experience when I went out there with the Syracuse Stallions that, and I can't wait to show everybody because we're releasing that today, and there's so much to kind of get into, is that we are in this experience, and the 20-minute one took us like an hour and 20 minutes, and then the 40-minute one was the best one that we did. We were so efficient, and I think it's maybe because we played 3 before, we kind of got our legs under us. I guess it's different for everybody's experience, but it's so cool. I mean, you have a game that's kind of has like an Ultron feel. You have these games where you get to kind of split up into teams and go against each other, like Samurai and Viking and whatnot. And I mean, it just seems like when you walk into the Museum of Intrigue, you never know what you're going to get. And I think the games are definitely, and kudos to you and Nicole and the team, they're a lot harder than kind of anticipated, at least from my perspective.
I mean, we have a great team, especially with Jono. He's our puzzle master. He's got this brain that works. He helps create all this stuff, and he's the master of all this. A lot of these games are his baby, and Nicole and I implement the plans with him. And I mean, he's the master of ceremonies when it comes to that stuff.
It's so crazy. Speaking here with Jeremy Ginsburg, we're talking about the Museum of Intrigue. It's to go in, because when you first go in, you see kind of all these different rooms, and so you think to yourself, if I play this game, I'm in this room. If I play this game, I'm in that room. But the reality of it all is, you play a game that may start somewhere, but your clues can be anywhere. They could be in Salem, so to speak. They could be in the jungle. They could be in the attic. They could be anywhere. And I think that's so cool, is that no matter what game you play, you're using the entire floor, so to speak.
Absolutely. All 9,000 square feet is used with every single game. It doesn't matter which game you're playing. They will use all 9,000 square feet. You will get a good workout at Museum of Intrigue. Trust me, running around, searching, crawling under things. It's a really good time.
And the thing about it, too, is not only that, but you know, for everybody trying to get their 10,000 steps in, I feel like, go to the Museum of Intrigue and and you'll definitely get your steps in as well.
Absolutely.
And you and I, we just played a game for your wife's surprise birthday party. And I mean, how did you take it? Because we played the witch hunt game, so to speak, and to be around this game of trying to find the witch. How do you feel coming off of a game where you were playing with people that knew you? There was like 30 of us there or whatever, and the overwhelming majority of people thought that you were a witch. How did you take that?
It happens. I mean, all these people know me. I mean, I was out for myself. I was in it to win it for myself, and obviously people saw that, and they all voted against me 23 separate times. It's
absolutely crazy, and it was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. Painting with a Twist. I just want to kind of make a quick mention about this. It's something that your wife Nicole works on very intensely and heavily, and does a great job. Just what you think about that being a part of the family, so to speak, a part of this group of different experiences that you offer.
I think it's great. Whether you can paint or not paint, have any artistic ability whatsoever, like myself, I can go in there, look at a painting, and they have great instructors there that will give you step-by-step on how to do it, and you get to have some wine and alcohol. I mean, what better time is that?
And it's also very therapeutic, I think, too.
Absolutely. Yeah, just to de-stress from your day, go in and paint something, yeah, absolutely, very relaxing.
And then the other one that we got to talk about, Frightmare Farms. When you and I and Nicole sat down, you were very excited about the opportunity to scare me, and I know wholeheartedly that I'm going to be scared, because I trust you both, and I trust the people that you bring in, and I also trust the rapport that you have. At the same time, I trust the fact that I scare easily when it comes to this stuff. So what am I in for Frightmare Farms? Because I know you do a great job out there.
Possibly the scariest experience of your life.
Great.
We are a theatrical haunted house, so you're going to have deep, immersive sets, but you're also going to have a scare actor in there that's going to make you want to wet your pants.
And it changes, right? I mean, you're constantly evolving that as well.
Absolutely. It's an evolution every year, how to change things, what works, what doesn't work, what actor was effective in which room, what room needed to be switched out for a different style. I mean, that's a year-long thing right there. People think Halloween's only in October, but we start planning in November. So right after Halloween ends, we're back in there on the planning for Frightmare Farms.
So what can you tell me about maybe some, I don't want to give anything away about what's coming up, but what can you tell me about maybe some stuff you've done before that you just felt like really worked at Frightmare Farms?
We have this great effect, and it's usually the final scare in the labyrinth where it's a huge prop. We call her Bloody Mary, and it gets people every time. It's a giant prop. The hands come out at you. It's got strobe lights and sound, and it immerses the fear right into you.
And I want to kind of throw this out there, and I'm sorry, guys, because I all care about you, but you had the Syracuse Orange men's basketball team come out with their ladies, and I heard they got a little bit frightened out there.
Yeah, they had hustle getting out of there. I heard them coming probably halfway through the labyrinth and just running all the way through. I literally saw a blur of giant men come past me, and I was like, wow, I think that was them. It was fulfilling scaring them. And
I gotta ask you about that too. I mean, where are you in all of this? When when Frightmare Farms is going on, are you in it? Are you acting in it? Are you part of it? Are you sitting in a room like the Matrix kind of watching everybody get freaked out? What's Jeremy's job?
I am the supervisor of the labyrinth, so it's my job to make sure that attraction runs well. I'm also running through all the rooms, and I am also scaring in it. So I have my own location, and I have to make sure everyone is scaring effectively also.
Do you, even though you set it up, even though you know the actors, do you get scared?
Will I admit to being scared by the actors? Absolutely not. Have I been scared before? Maybe.
Okay. Because I've always thought that, as somebody who, has a passion for screenwriting, and I've gotten to do some stuff in the past, and I really, feel like that's going to be a part of my life. I know it will be. I think about that, and I said, if I wrote a scary movie, directed a scary movie, knew everything about the movie, still on set as we're filming it, I would be terrified. And
it's a thing, yeah. I mean, even to the strongest actor we have, they're still going to get scared walking through it. I mean, there's stuff that pops out and scares me that I'm like, oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, to create something like Frightmare Farms, what made you and Nicole really just want to do something like that? Because I know that you guys just went down to St. Louis. I mean, you involve yourself in all these different things. You're constantly, like you said, all year round looking for stuff. You're meeting with people from all over the country, sometimes all over the world. What got you and Nicole involved in Frightmare Farms wanting to do something like that?
Just the evolution of it. We had a friend that wanted to do it, and he approached Nicole and I, and it went from there. Like, we started out something small, and we were like, we could do this big time. If we're going to do it, let's do it now. And we're approaching, I think it's our 9th year doing it, and I mean, it's just every year it's getting bigger and bigger.
And to have this, and they, obviously people can go on the website and they can check it out and kind of see, what you've done in the past and some things coming up. When do you kind of anticipate when you release, new information? When would you like to do that stuff?
Well, I mean, we have a summer scream coming up, so people want to watch our Facebook and website. June will be the answer for the summer scream, and that's usually a lights out event. Okay. I'm not sure if we're switching it this year. We haven't decided yet, but I mean, we like to do a summer scream just to get people's taste buds ready for Halloween time. And
I'm seeing some stuff here on the site right now, frightmarefarms.net, and I see the Colony. Tell me about the Colony. How did the Colony go?
Colony is very good. That's award winning right there. It won best trail, outside trail from Syracuse. It's very good. The team that does that, Aaron and Matt, they're fantastic at what they do. They have brilliant ideas. They have a great troupe of actors that are with them down there, and they get the job done every year. And
you're out in the Fulton, Palermo area. You're in that that region when you look up the directions here and whatnot. Just what you can say about where you're at and the amount of space that you have.
We have a lot of space out there. The drive there alone is scary. That'll get you ready for being scared, if not anything else. We have 3 attractions right now on a whole lot of land. We have a giant parking lot. I mean, we're ever expanding, learning new stuff for our craft. I mean, we're ready for this year. We're building actively. We want to get to October as quick as possible.
And when you look at something like that, and when you go out to these, experiences and whatnot, what can you say, you've kind of learned from other stuff? I mean, I know when I lived down in Orlando that, Fright Nights and, well, yeah, I mean, they had the Halloween Horror Nights, so to speak, at Universal Studios. I mean, do you like to go out and kind of, see what everybody else is doing and get a feel for it? Because yours is very unique and it's very you, and I know that that's big for you and it's big on Nicole to be an experience nobody else is going to feel. But do you like to kind of be a fan as well and go out to some of these other ones?
Absolutely. I went to Halloween Horror Nights last year, and they put on a great show. For as many people as they put in there a night, everyone leaves scared. It's extremely well done. All their sets are fantastic. I mean, just looking at it from my point of view as being someone that works at a haunted house, I mean, what they do is fantastic.
And for you, what is? I mean, if you had to describe Frightmare Farms in a sentence or two, how would you describe it?
theatrical-based sets. We're not like your cookie-cutter haunted houses. We build all of our own sets. We make sure the actors are designed to be in the set so it doesn't look like it's totally out of place, like a zombies in a doctor's office. I mean, why would that be there? So, I mean, we plan everything out. Like the pantry, if there's someone that's scaring in our pantry room, it's going to have someone that's going to either be eating something. I mean, everything's planned out to have the scare go with that room.
And to plan, I mean, to do all of this, I mean, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of enthusiasm. You have 2 boys. How do you and Nicole do all this stuff?
Very carefully. I like to have the boys up there with me when I'm doing stuff. My one son, Jimmy, loves to go up there and scare. Owen's more of the plan it and build it type of kid. So I get the best of both worlds. Owen wants to build something. Jimmy wants to scare in it. It's fantastic.
Do you feel like because they've been around this that you know, maybe they, you know, like they're not going to be maybe your average kid being scared? I mean, I kind of feel like if they get to see it develop and they like to be a part of it and whatnot, that they almost, you know, it's become like second nature to them.
Pretty much. I mean, they know the actors when they come up to them in their masks. They'll try to scare them, and they'll be like, "Oh, hi, Matt. Oh, hi, Ryan." I mean, they know all the actors underneath the mask, so they're not scared of it. So
they've already gotten to that place. So they're going to be, what I'm essentially trying to say is they're going to make me, you know, look very.
They're going to scare you.
They're going to scare me. Those children. So before I let you go here, speaking with Jeremy Ginsburg, we're talking about the 3 companies that we've brought on to the Wake Up Call family. So proud to bring them in. Museum of Intrigue, Painting with a Twist DeWitt, as well as Frightmare Farms. I do want to get to something that's coming up this weekend, and I know that I got a nice invitation here from Mr. Ginsburg to join him on this. Let everybody know what's going up here with wrestling. You're a big old wrestling fan, and you got something you're very excited about that's coming up here. Just what you could say about it.
It's WrestleMania weekend. It's the biggest weekend in wrestling. And all my friends, we get together. We all bring a different type of beer, and we all just sit and drink and enjoy the show. Unfortunately, it also falls on my wife's birthday this year, so I kind of have a conflict of interest. Do I make my wife happy, or do I sit and watch wrestling?
Yeah, what are you going to do? Because I know that we were talking about this last weekend, and Nicole said, "Oh, maybe I'll go out and do something for myself." What are you going to do? I mean, is she staying in the house? Is she watching wrestling? Are you trying to pull off a dual party like Mrs. Doubtfire? What are you doing?
She is not one of the biggest wrestling fans in the world, but I think she's going to have some of her friends come over, and they're going to sit and have food together while all my friends get rowdy and enjoy the show.
It's going to be awesome. WrestleMania, folks, it's coming up here this Sunday, April 7th. It's going to be – I can't believe that WrestleMania's already back. I feel like it creeps up on me every time, and I know you gave me an open invite. I think I got to take you up on it, Jeremy. I don't know if I can watch it without you.
Hey, man, you're welcome to come over anytime.
So, yeah, I mean, I know that you've been trying to get me in, and you and I are talking about some wrestling stuff, so I think that, you know, maybe the fans need to see us together on Sunday. Maybe we got to shoot something, you know, maybe a little video or something like that, have a little reaction. I think that could be good for us.
Absolutely. I think that would be a great thing.
So Jeremy Ginsburg, once again, connected to all the great stuff here in Central and Upstate New York. Unique, immersive, different, special. It's what we all need, and it makes me feel like I'm living in a place like Orlando more so than a place like Syracuse. I love Syracuse for so many reasons, but I lived in an entertainment district, so to speak, when I was living down in Florida, and it's good to have this stuff here because it gives me the best of both worlds. So thanks to you, and thanks to Nicole, and thanks to the entire team, because you guys are doing one heck of a job, and we appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And I'll look forward to talking with you. So I'll talk to you this weekend.
Yes, I will see you then.
All right, man. Take care.
Yep, bye-bye.
That coming from Jeremy Ginsburg once again. Jeremy Ginsburg bringing some love for everything that we have going on with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. If you go on wakeupcalldt.com, you can see right on the homepage, Central New Yorkers support our community by supporting local businesses. And you can see that I have added the Museum of Intrigue, Painting with a Twist, DeWitt, and Frightmare Farms. You can click on any one of those logos, including all the logos on our homepage on wakeupcalldt.com, and they will bring you directly to their websites. So you can go to Frightmare Farms, Painting with a Twist, DeWitt, as well as the Museum of Intrigue. If you haven't been to these folks, I mean, this is you gotta go. You gotta go. Okay. I don't like being scared. Okay. I don't like going out there and freaking out and this, that, and the other thing. But I care about these people so much. I care about Nicole and I care about Jeremy so much, and I believe in what they're doing and the type of people that they are and the work that they put in and the passion that they have, that I'm willing to scare myself. Okay. So they need to understand that they are two people on a very tiny list that might be two people that I will allow to give me the scare, because I care about what they do and I care about their craft. And if you care about somebody's craft, then you step outside of your comfort zone and you experience it. So I definitely appreciate what they're doing. Painting with a Twist, I have so many ideas. I actually came up with a bunch of ideas this morning that I'm going to have to call Nicole about today. So stay tuned for that. It's on Erie Boulevard, Painting with a Twist DeWitt. And the Museum of Intrigue, we're airing our video today. This video is hilarious. And I can edit the video however I want to edit the video, right? I could take out the moments where I get scared or look stupid. I don't, because you know me. Real is real. And I want you to have fun. And I'm going to be honest with you. The easiest game was the hardest one for me. Don't know why, because I did good in school. I had a 3.93 GPA out of 4 in my major. I was .07 away from a perfect score in communications. And I had a 3.82 overall, including all my liberal arts and everything. And at CBA, we went out of 100, and I had a 98 average as a junior, and I had a 97 on average out of 100. So, I consider myself a smart individual, but the Museum of Intrigue challenged me in a unique way, in a fun way. It's a lot of fun. It's not easy, and it's not so hard you can't figure it out. It's that healthy balance. I don't know how they do it. I really don't. That's why I marvel in it, because it's so cool. You push yourself to figure it out. And I didn't know what I was going to get. The Stallions and I have never done anything like this before. I've never done anything like this before. And for us to go out, and we just got really into it. And we were there for 4 hours. We just really loved it, and we just got excited in it, and we just let it be what it is to us. And it was so much fun, and you get to make it your own thing, and it's so cool. And you could be playing when somebody else is playing. That's the cool thing about it. You don't have to be like, oh, you got to wait outside because this team's going through. There's different people doing different things at different times. You can actually help each other out, so it's really cool. And, I think the staff is great, and they're very helpful if you get lost in something. So it's awesome. It is. The Museum of Intrigue legitimately makes me feel like I'm down in Florida. And what I mean by that is it makes me feel like I'm on vacation and I'm experiencing something I'm not going to experience anywhere else. The cool thing about it is I'm not on vacation, and I can go any day I want to, and so can you. So you'll find the Museum of Intrigue on the 3rd floor of Destiny, USA. You will find Painting with a Twist on Erie Boulevard, and you will find that right there in DeWitt, New York. It is in Erie Boulevard by Sky Zone and Five Guys and that whole area where the Taco Bell is on Erie Boulevard. That whole unique placement. It used to be Heckinger's. Heckinger's used to be there, and my dad used to bring me all the time. And then they didn't do anything with that building forever, and now we have Painting with a Twist, and I'm so excited about it. And it's so cool, and it's so much fun, and I have so many ideas, and I want to call Nicole right now, but I can't because I'm on the air. And then Frightmare Farms, folks, seriously, going out to that Fulton Palermo area. You're just like Jeremy said, to go out there, it's scary because you're on your way, and you kind of psych yourself out. If you have a big imagination like I do, you kind of get yourself going from the moment you leave. You're psyching yourself up for it and what it's going to be and all that good stuff. So, ton of fun, very excited, can't wait, love it all. It is. They plan out Frightmare Farms for a year. Painting with a Twist is open all the time, and Museum of Intrigue is open all the time. It's to know the amount of work that Nicole and Jeremy do, and their parents, I give them all the credit in the world. They are an inspiration every single day. So thank you to them, and thank you to Jeremy for joining us today.